Picture this. You're out with your friends, the drinks arrive, and right before anyone takes a single sip, bam! We deliberately smash our expensive glassware together, loudly yell, "Cheers!" and only then do we finally drink. But why? Why exactly is this the one absolutely universal rule of hanging out? Is it just a purely good vibe that we all agreed upon? Or is it actually a centuries-old psychological hack? A totally debunked medieval myth about dodging poisoned wine, and an ancient quest to satisfy the 5 human senses hiding right at the bottom of your glass. Grab a drink, because the history of your happy hour is wilder than you think. We do it without even thinking about it. Millions of times a single day, across the entire globe, we willingly participate in this bizarre little choreography. You lock eyes with a friend, you confidently raise your arm, you physically touch cups, and you say a tiny magic word of goodwill. It feels completely natural to us, just like breathing, walking, or blinking in the sunlight. But think about the person who takes a sip before the group toast. It feels totally illegal, right? That sudden, visceral awkwardness proves that clinking glasses isn't just some polite, random habit we picked up over the years. It is a strictly enforced, binding social contract. It's an invisible line decisively dividing the thirsty individual from the cohesive group. And to understand why we enforce this invisible rule so strictly today, we have to travel back to a time when your drink was genuinely dangerous. For decades, the absolute ultimate dinner party trivia was the famous poisoned wine myth. The classic story goes that in medieval Europe, actively poisoning your political enemy's wine was practically a competitive national sport. So, paranoid leaders would aggressively smash their heavy wooden tankards together so hard that the drinks would violently slosh into each other's cups. If I'm willing to drink from a cup that just caught a splash of your wine, it proves I didn't try to poison you. It's a brilliant story, but historically and scientifically, it is completely fake. Modern physics simulations cleanly prove that trying to casually slosh liquids back and forth without just soaking your own clothes is practically impossible. Plus, ancient cups were usually made of thick wood, metal, or clay, meaning a delicate, beautiful clink wasn't even a physical option. Instead, the real, historical reason we clink glasses is an incredibly beautiful piece of ancient human psychology and biology. Think deeply about the act of drinking. It is a sensory masterpiece. When you finally take a sip of a beautifully crafted beverage, you instantly engage 4 of your 5 senses. You see the rich amber or vibrant red colors. You feel the icy condensation or the warm ceramic mug against your skin. You smell the complex, fruity, or intensely smoky aromas floating up. And obviously, you taste the incredible, layered flavors directly on your tongue. But there is exactly one sense that is totally left out of the party: your hearing. That is exactly where the clink comes in. As global glassmaking evolved and clear, highly resonant crystal became widely available, humans realized that tapping these glasses together created a beautiful, lingering musical note. It was a completely brilliant, subconscious hack to invite our ears to the grand feast. The satisfying clink permanently completes the perfect, deeply satisfying 5-sense loop of pure human pleasure. And that profound sensory perfection is exactly why this micro-ritual rapidly conquered the entire planet. Whether you are loudly yelling cheers in London, salud in Mexico City, or kanpai in Tokyo, you are participating in the exact same powerful global mechanism. It actively forces us to pause our chaotic modern lives, look each other right in the eyes, and physically synchronize our actions. In a sprawling world full of complete strangers, mimicking each other's physical movements is an evolutionary fast track to building deep empathy. It turns a loud room full of isolated individuals into a unified, highly trusting community in less than a second. So, the next time you find yourself comfortably surrounded by the people you deeply care about, taking that brief, magical moment to pause before the drinks begin flowing, remember the incredible science of what is actually happening in the vibrant energy of that room. You aren't anxiously checking for medieval poison. You are simply completing a flawless, ancient sensory masterpiece. It is a physical, beautifully audible celebration of being unconditionally together, right here, right now. Cheers to the science of a good time.
Cheers.